Hey guys, I'm Harini and welcome to my channel. This is the month of the Halloween, which is the time of all things spooky and haunted. So I thought it would be fun to check out some scary photos with you guys. So at first glance, this first photo might appear quite normal, a loving family portrait. But would you guys believe me if I tell you that the daughter in the middle is actually a dead body? Yes, you guys heard me right. It is a dead body of the daughter of this family, and this photo is taken in the Victorian England, and it is said that at this time this type of photographs are quite famous. So back then people will take these postmortem photographs of their loved ones with their family, and these are called memento mori photos, which means remember you must die. I mean, these photographs will obviously make you remember that you are going to die someday. And I don't know, like just looking at this photograph, the couple holding their daughter, I mean, thinking that it's a dead body, it's just so creepy. I wonder how these people did not have nightmares after this. I mean, usually if you take a photograph of a body, I mean, I have photographs of my dead grandmother and grandfather, but they were in their caskets and they obviously look dead. But this girl she looks quite alive and her eyes are open, and I mean, maybe only the family might know that this is a post-mortem photograph. So this next photo is taken after the atomic bomb of Hiroshima, and this staircase that was photographed is located only 800 feet away from where the Hiroshima atomic bomb blasted. And this little black area marks the spot where a person has been sitting when the bomb has blasted. Like, this is the only evidence that was left that the person has been sitting there, because the person had instantly evaporated because he has been sitting way too near. Like, 800 feet is not that near, but I guess for an atomic bomb it's quite near, and like just instant evaporation and no evidence that you were even there except for these shadows, and these shadows are known as death shadows. Guys, if you thought that last photo was creepy, I find this one to be even more creepier, because I mean, at first glance this just looks like, I don't know, a dollhouse or house of, I mean, they are mannequins, but actually these are called dog towns, and they were made in an isolated place in America, and these are just made to test out atomic bombs, like how much destruction an atomic bomb can cause. So they would make towns, whole towns, just normal towns, and fill them with mannequins except people, thankfully. But these towns are just made to check out how much damage, like how many can be killed by one atomic bomb. This next photo just brings out how disturbing our medical history is. This is a photograph taken, or like asked to be taken, by a French neurologist, and I would not say his name just because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but this doctor or neurologist has used photographs as his scientific evidence, or like recording results of his experiments. The experiment shown in this particular photograph is done to see the electronic simulation of muscles, and you can just see, I actually, when I first saw this photograph, I was like, okay, I really wish that this is a dead body, but the more I look at it, it looks like a human that is very much alive, and you can just see him screaming in agony, and that's so disturbing. I don't know, maybe this is an experiment done to some prisoners, or I don't know who they did experiments on. It's just, I don't know, it's so disturbing. This next photograph is also like, it's so creepy at first glance. I mean, that thing on the top, they claim it's not an human and it does not look human. And it is taken by the photographer William Hope, who actually did photographs to capture this spiritual world or the ghost. So what happens is people will go to this particular photographer if they want to capture their loved ones or like contact their loved ones that has passed away. So they went to take these photographs in order to actually capture ghosts. I mean, nowadays there are photographs where ghosts were accidentally captured, but no, they actually wanted to see their loved ones as ghosts. And I mean, looking at this looks creepy. And it says that later on this photographer became a medium as well, so he must have had that ability to just bring the spirits into the photograph, because not every day that you capture a ghost in a photograph, right? This next photograph was taken by Reverend K.F. Lord in 1963 in a church in North Yorkshire, and seems to have captured a ghost in it. And this ghost even have a name called the Spectre of the Newby Church. Even back then, people have been skeptical about this particular photograph, saying that Lord has taken this, like made this apparition appear in his photograph by doing a double exposure photograph. I don't know, it does look creepy, but it also kind of looks like a photo of a Grim Reaper, which I don't know. I also find that the lack of humanness in this, like human features of this ghost, kind of skeptical as well. This next photograph is taken in the Combermere Abbey Library, and if you look carefully you can see an apparition, a ghost that seems to be sitting in the chair, and it is said that it is the ghost of Lord Combermere. But a more crazy fact about this photo is that this photo was taken at the same time that Lord Combermere's funeral was happening 4 miles away from the library. And this photo, I don't know whether if it was a normal photograph, whether it would be able to capture the spirit or the ghost of Lord Combermere, but this photo actually was taken with an hour-long exposure, like an entire hour-long exposure, which is crazy. I did not know that photographs were taken with, like, I knew that a minute or two long exposure, but a whole hour-long exposure. I think that would be cool, like to capture everything that happened within that hour in one photograph. Maybe if we did that, we might also be able to catch a ghost, who knows. Okay, this next photograph, where do you guys think this photograph is? Because like my initial thought was this has to be some kind of a tomb or something like that, but actually this is inside a church located in Portugal. It's that inside this church is entirely made of human bones. It is said that there are more than 5,000 human skeletons that are just bound to the walls of this church, and from the outside it looks like a normal church, and from the inside, well, it looks like this. And this was also made like this to give the message Memento Mori, remember that you will die. And something even more disturbing about this chapel than this wall of bones is that there are 2 desiccated corpses hanging from the walls with chains. Like, I don't know, this is not a place that anyone would go to just find inner peace or something. I mean, quite disturbing. And if your purpose is to remember that you will die, I think it is a good place to do that. But otherwise, I don't know whether I want to go to this chapel, especially for religious purposes. The description of this next photograph actually took me quite by surprise, and it is a photograph taken from the world's largest voodoo market. Yes, you guys heard me right. It says voodoo and the largest voodoo market. When I saw this, I have to say, I was a teeny tiny bit scared, because up to this point, anything that I have heard about voodoo from media, movies, anywhere is just, it's quite scary, and I thought voodoo means bad magic, but well, seems like it's not. And well, this market is kind of a little bit creepy. I would call it a lot creepy, but this has human skulls and dead animals. I mean, you guys can see by the photograph. And this is located in a place called Togo. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea where that place actually is. But the description says that voodoo is actually a religion. And this is my very first time hearing that, and it was quite surprising because I thought voodoo is a form of magic, but this description says that it's not. And it says that in this particular religion that they believe that when a person dies, that it's not the end, that they just transform into an invisible form, which is their spiritual form, and they just stays in this world where they used to live with their loved ones, and the only change that happens is the visible form just transform into an invisible form. And that is what I got from this particular description. I mean, now I'm quite interested about this. I want to dig a little bit deeper and learn a little more about what this voodoo religion actually is, or like, is this even true? If you guys are interested, I can make a video about it. Do you guys want me to make a video about it? If so, let me know on the comments down below. This next photograph is taken inside a museum filled with mummified bodies, like about 100 mummified bodies. This is in Mexico, and it has started in 1865 when the government has actually introduced a grave tax, and people who could not pay this grave tax has dig out their loved ones, their family members' bodies, and to their surprise, because of the heat, these bodies have actually been preserved, and they have sent these bodies to this particular museum and asked them to hold these bodies, like keep these bodies safe until they find enough money to pay this tax and finally able to bury their bodies in a graveyard again. This has gone on until 1958. By that time, this place had a lot of dead bodies, mummified dead bodies, so they just started a museum with it. If you are terrified of creepy dolls, this next photo, even without its backstory, I'm sure is going to give you creep. This is a photograph taken from the famous island of dolls, and I have seen many photographs and even short videos filmed in this place. This place, if you go there, there are dolls hanging from trees everywhere, and they are not exactly cute. I'm not someone who usually find toys creepy, but these dolls are, it looks like they were designed to look creepy. And I mean, hundreds of dolls just hanging from trees everywhere is, I mean, even for me who's not scared of dolls, it's kind of disturbing. And when I heard the backstory, it's, well, I'll let you guys be the judges of that. And here is the backstory. A person named Don Julian, who was a resident in the nearby area, has one day seen a spirit of a young girl who has drowned there, and afterward this girl has haunted him and has compelled him to hang hundreds of dolls in the trees for her to play with. But then 50 years later, this person, Don Julian, has been found drowned in the exact same spot that this girl has been drowned as well. So I guess she was not pleased with the amount of doll that he has hanged. I don't know, it's just so disturbing. This photograph is from a boneyard from Havana, and yeah, when I think of Havana, I have until this point have never thought about a boneyard, but it seems due to overcrowding of the nearby cemeteries that people actually dug up the old corpses and put the bones in this particular boneyard, and this filled up to 30 feet deep of just bones, like 30 feet deep bones. And this photograph showed that two soldiers just chilling there. I mean, they seem to be playing with the bones and seem to have a quite good time. I would be pretty surprised if they are not haunted after this, but I mean, maybe they are good spirits, or maybe their spirits has already passed away. Probably these are like hundreds of years old bones. But if it was you, like, would you be able to walk on top of 30 feet of bones and just like play with your friends? I mean, that's kind of gross and crazy at the same time. So guys, that was the last photo, and because this is the month of Halloween, I have decided to make videos about more paranormal things, and if you guys are interested about those things, make sure to like this video and subscribe, and also ring that notification bell so you guys will be notified when I upload those paranormal videos. And if you guys also have any paranormal topic that you guys want me to cover, let me know on the comments down below as well. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys have my love. Bye.